Howdy, everyone. This is Sharon for another conscious sharing moment. And I'm going to say self care you nugget. Remember to like and share. Remember to turn on your notifications so that you know when these things come up because, these things are not time. I don't have a certain time of day that I do these things because just like life, you never know what time something is going to unfold. So that's my main reason for doing that. And the other thing is make sure you subscribe as well so that you will continue to have these nuggets dropped in your lap. And so today, what we will talk about is you are your greatest asset. You are. But now I want to ask you a question. If you are your greatest asset, how much do you invest in yourself? You heard me time and time again to talk about pretty much just personal development, because again, when I was younger, I'm like, oh, that's for people, who need to, increase their self esteem and, self confidence. Oh, again, I was so wrong. And it kind of reminds me about like being in high school. One thing I always remember, let's say during graduation moment, in that I can't remember who said it, but that's to say teachers, the principals, someone said, it's like once you graduate, this is where or when your learning really starts. And no one ever explained what that meant. Of course, for those of us who are 10 years, I mean, even maybe 5 years out, 5, 10, 15, especially 20 or more years out, uh, of high school, now we know what that means. But even still, we're still not always purposely, intentionally investing in ourselves and learning something new. And one thing that I noticed is that especially once I pretty much, shall I say, transition into entrepreneurship, one of the things that I did is got me a coach because I'm like, I don't know nothing about anything. I need to learn all that I want to learn. And then for what I've seen, I knew enough to know that I needed to have a business mindset. And so I'm saying all of this to say, with whatever it is that you are achieving, but make sure you're achieving within yourself, So, what that means is that to be intentional about yourself, again, when it comes to health conditions, we know that heart attacks and strokes, is on the rise. We know that high blood pressure, is a diagnosis, high cholesterol, even when it comes to, like mental health. And we want to desensitize mental health to the point where we can talk about it because it's not what you think. Again, people think it's always about the diagnosis, but that's not what it is. The main thing is that if someone is experiencing anxiety and depression, especially when it may not be from trauma, I'm going to say that, especially when and even if it is that, I'm going to say that too. But my whole point is saying everything, whether it's a medical condition, whether it's life circumstances, whether it's mental health. Remember, there's different levels when it comes to that, when it comes to anxiety and depression, I mean, just stress. We all know, okay, when it comes to work, there's stress at work, but what are you doing to learn more about it and say, okay, what is it about me that I can improve on, of whatever that may be? Because in order for us to have success in life, because a lot of times we're going after the external thing, but it's more so the internal you. And so it's what you're feeding yourself or what you're not feeding yourself. Because I have come to realize, oh my gosh, there are certain parts of myself or I just wasn't feeding. Again, when I'm not reading, I'm not learning. And then the big thing is to be able to implement to activate, to execute, to take actions, to make movement about those things that you have new knowledge about. Because what's the use of just having information? I would do another talk about I guess you could say consuming. But just remember that you are your greatest asset, who you are, meaning with your gifts, but also beyond your gifts, make sure you are feeding yourself as well so that you can continue to grow. Because when you are not feeding yourself, meaning with knowledge, meaning with reading, with having conversations, with sitting with yourself, all of that, what are you doing to take care of yourself inside and out? When you're not invested in yourself, then you're cheating not only yourself, but you're cheating the world about a gift or your purpose, your mission. And so go ahead and take the moment to get that, sip of, I'm about to say coffee. I don't even drink coffee. Sip of tea or water and healthy food and healthy individuals as well. And so just remember, you are your greatest asset. And no matter what tight situation that you think that you may be in, you're going to figure it out because that is what you do. And so just remember, you have everything that you need, but also continue to remember to invest in yourself as well. Okay. And so take care, everybody.